The Crunch are back home here tonight to take on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins for the first time at home this season and the second and final time in the regular season between these two teams. First game of the week for the Crunch, coming off of a 3-3 weekend last week where the Crunch collected 5 of 6 possible points. Playing very well. They have points in 9 of the last 10 games, 6-1, 1-2, and that's pushed the Crunch into a playoff position entering the weekend. Still 19 games to go for the Crunch, but right now they are in a playoff spot with 61 points heading into this weekend. Crunch last week, like we said, won a pair of games at home, Friday and Saturday, 6-3 against Cleveland, then 2-1 against Lehigh Valley. They went on the road on Sunday in Springfield, had a 2-0 lead, but the Thunderbirds came back and won it in overtime, 3-2. Now the Crunch will look to continue that little stretch where they played very well as they look to split the season series against the Penguins here tonight from Syracuse.
They like to funnel pucks at the net. They very often are going to have 3 guys in front of our goalie, screening, battling for rebounds, and defensively, it's going to be very important for us to to have good box outs and get under sticks. And their transition is pretty fast as well. From their D zone to the offensive zone. They like to stretch plays.
One of the storylines heading into tonight's game is the matchup between brothers. Crunch forward Matthew Joseph and his brother on the other side, Pierre Olivier, who is a defenseman for the Penguins in his first year, will go head-to-head for the first time in pro hockey. Now, they did it a few times in the queue during their junior days, but this is the first time they'll play at this level, and they obviously hope that continues up in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where his game is at, to play against him. And, it's always a challenge. Obviously, we're not really friends when we get on the ice there, but it's fun to be able to experience that against my younger brother that I've always, look down and help all those years. So, I think it's going to be special, and it's a first in pro hockey, and hopefully we'll be able to do that in the NHL.
So tonight it's the Crunch and the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, 2 teams embroiled in very tight playoff races in their respective divisions. The Crunch in the North, the Penguins in the Atlantic. Wilkes-Barre Scranton just outside of the playoffs at the moment, a couple of points out of a playoff spot in the Atlantic Division. They hope to have a big push, and they hope that starts tonight in Syracuse. The Crunch will try to fend them off and play a pretty solid weekend of home hockey tonight against the Penguins, and then tomorrow night against Rochester. If you can't join us tonight from Upstate Medical University Arena, you can catch all the action on ESPN Radio and AHL TV. Countdown to Crunch Time begins at 6:45. Puck drop at 7 as the Crunch and the Penguins wrap up their 2-game season series tonight from Syracuse.